I wanted to share with you today something that some of the people that are already in my Transformational Speakers Academy. So we started this week. We launched it on Monday. I'm sure some of you saw the video, but I kind of wanted to go through what exactly you get with my new Speakers Academy. At the same time, I want to share with you what's the number one thing that speakers ask me all the time when they want to get paid for speaking gigs. So I'm going to start with that. One of the biggest things is when someone asks you to come speak, find out all the details. First of all, find out how many people are going to be in the room. Find out what they consider, what topics they want to hear from. Find out what kind of things that other speakers are going over in that event. And that kind of gives you a broad idea of what's happening at this event. Now, one of the biggest pitfalls that people don't put in their contract is, listen, make sure that there is a place that states, if they tell you there's going to be 500 people in the room, that if that number falls below 500 30 days ahead of time, that they cover your expenses, travel expenses. You see, a lot of us would think, oh, well, they said they have 500, so they must already have that, or they already know that there's going to be 500. Maybe they pre-sold tickets. The thing is, after knowing this and after doing my own events for so long, I realize that it's really hard to judge. And sometimes event planners, they see big and they want 500 people, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be for sure 500 people in the room. So if you show up, you say, okay, I can take a time away from my family. I can pay for my plane ticket and pay for my expenses. If I'm getting paid, $2,000, and then you show up and there's only 25 people in the room or 100. That sounds like a nightmare, doesn't it? But it happens all the time. So what I want you to make sure you do is make sure that that's in your contract. Have that conversation with them. Make sure that they guarantee you those people in the room. Because my biggest value is my family. And if you have to take me away from my family, then I want to make sure I'm really covered. What it takes me to be away from my family, what it takes me to travel, what it takes to be away from my clients and my own business. I need all of those covered before I'm going to show up at your event. So make sure you have that set in the contract. Second thing is when it comes to asking for money. So a lot of people come to me and say, well, how do I ask for money? How do I know what they can afford? Well, when you ask the questions about how many people are there, it's also a great thing to ask how many people will actually be paying. Is it a paid event? Is it a free event? How much are the tickets? This kind of gives you a gauge about how much money they have and what they're working with, but also the number one thing to ask, so what's in your speaking budget this year? Usually they have a budget and they already have that set up. And so when you ask them that, then you can gauge if you want to do it or not. So if your normal price is $2,000 to speak and they say it's $1,000, have a conversation. Well, if you have, 2,000 people in the room and you're able to do an offer from the front of the room and in the back of have a back table, then it might be worth your time. This gives you an opportunity to figure out where you can make your money. So I see that my COO of the company, my husband, has put the link for my academy. So I'm going to go into that now. So what I wanted to talk about is a lot of people keep asking. My Transformational Speakers Academy is online. It's pre-recorded, and each week you will be dripped your course. So week 1, we had two assignments up. We did a big visualization, figuring out your big dreams and goals. And then we had positioning yourself as an expert. And so I went through a 45-minute training session on that, where you had worksheets and resources and help through that to figure out who your ideal market is, who your ideal clients are, so that as we move forward next week, on Monday, I'm releasing, what are you offering? What are your pricing? What is your packaging? What is it that you have to package together to be your offer? And then my very secret squirrel information, how long you're on stage to what you can offer price-wise. Now, I know that's worth more than $97 because that is the biggest thing that people come to me with is, if I'm on stage for 20 minutes, how much can I offer? If I'm on stage for an hour, how much can I offer? So recently, I just went to World's Greatest Speaking Training with Brendan Burchard, and he'd been on stage for 4 days, and he had an offer of $10,000 for one day. Well, you see, he had built the know, like, and trust for 4 days, so his big ask didn't feel overwhelming to us because he added so much value ahead of time. And so I have a secret formula that you can plug and play anytime you're going to speak, and that will be released this next week, actually, in our course. So it's a 6-week course. It's in beta. I want to know what more people want to learn. I have so much to teach, and I never know quite what everyone wants to learn. So I set up this academy as a beta. So if you join, you click the link that Trey shared below. You go in, you add that, and you get to start the process. If you join now, this week is the first week, so you'll get just this week's. And I'm going to continue to enroll for the next week on this. So if you haven't enrolled yet, get in there, get started. We also have a group where you can start to share these things. As this week comes up, we're going to do our offer, right? So I want you to create a sheet that has your offering on it and get feedback from other speakers in the class. This is an amazing place not to just learn content. I am not the girl that just teach. I'm the girl that gives you things to do now, implement now. I want you to have this stuff done. I want 2017 to be the year you make great money doing what you love to do. The world's crying out for transformational leaders to step up, and so you got to get in the game. And by the time you're done with this 6-week course, so we're going to go over how to position yourself as an expert. We're going to go over what your offer is. Then we're going to go over 2 weeks of creating your legacy talk and how to seed throughout, how to make an offer, and how to create storytelling about what's important to you, but what unlocks your buying triggers in your audience. So we'll spend 2 weeks on that, and I am super excited to help you on that. And that's another place where I think we're going to do some spot coaching and live training. So in those 2 weeks, we'll have an opportunity to share and get some feedback from me and from the participants in the group. Week 5 will be about contracts, negotiations, and your professional media kit. What do you need? You need to know what the event planners need in order to hire you. So we'll go over that and we'll start creating it on the spot. And then the last week, we're going to go over how to get gigs. I know, everyone's clapping, because everybody wants to know how to get gigs. Well, as a speaker's agency, I've done all the research. I know how to do it. I've been doing it for a while now. I know where to look, how to follow up, how to reach out. All those things will be covered with email templates and phone scripts. Everything you need to start getting in the game and booking out 2017 as your year to really speak and get out there and get your business to explode. So I'm super excited about sharing all of that with you. So go and sign up. Like I said, it's only $97 because it's my beta. I need to work through this new system. It's called Kajabi. So I'm working through the system. I want to know more along the way, like what did you like best? What did you want more of? What would you like to see? You know, already we just created a Facebook group because the team asked for it. The participants were like, oh my gosh, I need to have a place where I can share this. And so I looked through Kajabi and I was like, I don't think there's a place for that. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's create a Facebook group. I wasn't going to because I think a lot of times Facebook groups are overrated and a lot of people aren't interacting. But I know since we have homework, people will be putting it there. So you'll have an opportunity to share, get feedback, and give feedback to others so that we can all as a team go forward and rock 2017. After this, at the beginning of the year, I'm going to raise it. I'm going to ask you, now that you've gone through the course, what would you pay for it? Now that you've seen all the value, been behind the curtain, what would you pay for it? So I will guarantee that it'll at least be $297, maybe $497, and possibly $897 because there's so much content. And if it helps you get 1 gig next year worth at least $1,000, you get your money back. And you made some. So I want you to get excited. I want you to go click on that, get enrolled. We already have 30 people enrolled right now, and I have about 10 that are filtering in this weekend. So if you are still interested, click on that, go to the site, sign up right now, and you'll get access to everything. I'm super excited about helping transformational leaders really start to share more positivity on the planet, because let's face it, we need it. And this is the opportunity. If there's never been a better opportunity in business to start using speaking and promoting yourself in your business, this is the year. With all the negativity and all the chaos and all of the confusion, people need your solutions. They need your message. So it's time to get in the game, and this, more than ever, is the opportunity to do so. I've heard a lot of experts say that this is the year that people are going to explode if they use the right things. And one of them is Facebook Live. And in my course, you're going to get a script of step-by-step how to have the best Facebook Lives. So if you're watching this now, I want you to put in where you're watching it from. And if you see somebody from the same state you are, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're watching this afterwards, you still have the opportunity to enroll. I'm going to keep enrollment open until Christmas Eve. So get signed up. If it sells out, I'm going to cap it at 50. If it sells out before then I'm going to close it down then. So you have the opportunity today to sign up, get started, and get in the game. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you watching.